What up, Shitibus here? According to Deadline, this is a very hot package that was just announced, stating in the kind of brisk battle over a book we would often seen yesterday, but not too often. Uh, it's reported that a ferocious auction is underway this week that has names like Anne Hathaway, Elizabeth Banks, and Ryan Reynolds in the mix. Does say if they're all going to start at once, but that could be really cool though. This is for Yesterday, a novel based on Carl Clairberg, who has had work published in the Atlantic, and Marie Claire has an ongoing short story project called Cover Stories that has a following on Instagram and Star Stack. Now the dish is also hearing that six-figure offers are in the mix, including Amazon MGM and Apple, with Hathaway being attached to those bids. Universal is for Banks and Paramount is for Reynolds, which makes sense. Ryan Reynolds has a little bit of relationship with Paramount thanks to F, so that could definitely make some sense. And Elizabeth Banks has a relationship with Universal because she worked on the Pitch Perfect movie, so that makes sense there too. So now what is Yesterday? Here's the deal from a submission to publisher that Deadline got a hold of here. Natalie lives a traditional lifestyle. Her charming farmhouse on a working ranch is rustic and artfully cluttered. Her husband, a handsome cowboy. Her six children, uh, each ha- each more delightful than the last. So what if there are nannies and producers behind the scenes? Her kitchen hiding industrial grade fridges and ovens. Her husband, the Republican equivalent of a candidate, her oldest daughter beginning to ask questions about whether the mother is a trade wife. What Natalie's followers, or 8 million of them, dang, don't know won't hurt them. And then angry women, the privileged Ivy League coastal elite haters, who all call her an infamous economist. They're just jealous. Natalie isn't really simply living the go life. She's living the ideal of what a life should be, and just so happens to building an empire from it. There's some more stuff here. Then she wakes up in a life that isn't hers. Her home, her husband, her children, they're all familiar, but something's off. Her kitchen is lit, but a spluttering fire rather than electricity. Her children dirty and dishevelled. Her handed husband is suddenly a compliment a farmer. Her daughter informs her in the 1805s. Wow. Where just yesterday, Natalie was selling photos of homemade sourdough for her Instagram. Now she's expected to hoe firewood and hand wash clothes until her hands bleed. See, people, that's how you did it. Like, just hand wash the clothes. Cool. And she becomes the unwitting star of a brutal reality show. Could it be? Could it really be time travel? Is she tested by God, by Satan, already reckoning with forces behind her control? When Allie becomes pregnant with her new husband's child, it quickly becomes apparent that it doesn't matter how she got here. All that matters is how she get out. It plays out as an advocate of the Stepford Housewives, mixed with Leave the World Behind and mixed with Black Mirror. I'm not gonna lie, I never read the book, but just that synopsis alone sounds killer. Uh, Now again, if the likes of Ryan Reynolds or Anne Hathaway or Elizabeth Banks are attached, I don't think they're gonna really. They might star. I don't know if Ryan Reynolds, because he might be a little more occupied with other stuff. I could totally see maybe an Anne Hathaway starring this or Elizabeth Banks starring this. Uh, but this does sound like it'd be really intriguing. I never read the book, but I'm all for this. This sounds interesting. Whether who takes it is beyond me, but yeah, I mean, and halfway with Amazon. Of course, she has a little bit of a relationship with Amazon because that idea of you just did. So there's that. But This could be really intriguing. So sign me up with this one. Anyway, let me let you guys. What are your thoughts on the soundings of Yesteryear? Have you ever read the book it's based on? Who would you love to see acquire the rights for this? Would you love to see Anne Hathaway work on this? Elizabeth Banks, Ryan Reynolds. Who do you think has a better shot at picking this one up? Drop comments below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, hit that bell for notification. This is Tim inside.